Mike Sports Vibes. Thank you for vibing with me. How did the Vikings do in the 2024 NFL Draft? This is just my opinion, y'all. This is just my opinion. I have mixed feelings. I'm going to keep it 100. But I loved it overall because we got the quarterback of the future and the present, J.J. McCarthy, with the 10th overall pick. And then we got debatably the best defensive player in this draft, defensive end, Dallas Turner, with the 17th pick. And then we got, this is another steal to draft in my opinion, Khyree Jackson, cornerback. Man, with the 108th pick, he could have been a second-round pick. Walter Rouse, I think that's how you say his name, offensive tackle with the 177th pick. Then we went kicker, Will Richard. I think that's how you say his name, with the 203rd overall pick. And then Michael Juergens with the 230th pick, and Levi Drake Rodriguez with the last pick for the Minnesota Vikings. And I'm going to break it down just a little bit. I ain't going to be on here all day. But I like this draft, man, overall. And I'm going to start with the quarterback, man. J.J. McCarthy, right? I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and tell you lies. He wasn't my fourth favorite quarterback. I'm gonna keep it real. It went Caleb Williams, which I know we wasn't going to get him, right? And then it went Jaden Daniels. I wanted Jaden Daniels the most. And then it's between Drake May and Michael Penix. I like the Michael Penix too, man. Drake May, I liked him. A lot of people didn't like him, but I think they sleeping on him. I don't think he went to the right team, though. If he would have went to the Vikings with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, oh my gosh. With that type of arm that he has, my goodness gracious. He like to take chances. You could take a lot of chances with that bull, Justin Jefferson. That's all I'm saying. I'm happy with what we got. And I know one thing about J.J. McCarthy that's beyond any of these quarterbacks I just named. All he does is win. Y'all know that song by DJ Khaled in the featuring Ricky Russ, Big Bus like Ricky Russ. You know what I mean? He was the feature on that song. And I just think that he's clutch. He was 27-1. And when they did call his number, ladies and gentlemen, he made the play. He scrambled for yards. He bought himself some time, threw it downfield, and he could throw on the run. He is accurate. I know the negativity would be, because I was questioning too, like, can he put a team on his back that doesn't have everything around him? It doesn't even matter. That's not even the question that I feel like we really need to talk about, because he has a good team around him in Minnesota. He has a Justin Jefferson to throw it to. He has a Jordan Addison to throw it to. Eventually, T.J. Hockenson, debatably a top 3 tight end in the NFL to throw it to. He has an Aaron Jones, a McBride, a Ty Chandler to run the ball. He has Kevin O'Connell calling plays. I believe in you, Kevin O'Connell. Run the dang ball. That's all I got to say about that. And then we have the overall good team, the defense. Overall good team, but that defense, man, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna tell you this brings me to Dallas Turner, because I'm trying to break these things down as quick as possible. Just giving you my honest opinion. Dallas Turner could have been the steal of the draft. Besides getting our quarterback, I like J.J. McCarthy, but Dallas Turner, my goodness, I thought, you know what I mean, we were going to trade out when we went from 23rd to the 17th. I say we're going to get Newton. And that's why I was like, dang, like, did we really just get a defensive end, even though he debatably is the best defensive player in the draft? I said, why would we do that? But I understand. Sometimes you can't always go for need. You got to go with the best player that's available. And having another edge rusher, you got the passer, and now you got the edge rusher that can get after the passer. And that's a beautiful thing. The quarterback's the most important position. But defensive end is definitely close to that. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was a good move. And that's why I was like, man, I got mixed feelings. But I feel like we took care of it later in the draft. And people are going to be laughing at me probably like, yo, later in the draft, you're getting a defensive tackle. Okay, it is what it is. Like, I think of Ivan Pace Jr., bro. It doesn't matter if you wasn't drafted. It doesn't matter if you're a 7th-round pick. It doesn't matter if you're a 6th-round pick. I look at it like this. It's everything. You could be a 1st-round pick and be a bust. Any round you could be a bust. What matters is when you get on that field, you show them what it is. You show them that I deserve to be on this field. What it is that the developing, the coaching, develop these players. You have to develop these players. There's no such thing as a perfect prospect, and I keep saying it because I gotta break it down sometimes. I gotta talk my talk.
Talk that talk.
If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like button. Is definitely going down. But yeah, Dallas Turner was a great pickup for us. And like I said, man, when it comes to like you got Jonathan Grenard, it's just like, yo, Brian Flores is like this, man. He's like, I know he's thinking like, yo, I can't believe we got this defense. This defense is going to be elite. And I feel like we are going to make the playoffs. I'm going to keep saying that. And I just have a feeling, y'all. I just have a feeling, and it's going to be a vicious defense, man. It's going to be a vicious defense. But let me get to the next player, right? Khyree Jackson, right? Whew. Man, I'm going to say this right now. In my mock drafts, I was drafting him in the second round, maybe late third round. I would never have thought he would drop to the second round. And I'm going to keep it real. He's one of my favorite players in this draft, man. Khyree Jackson from Oregon, right? Man, oh my gosh. I like his backstory, but it's not just his backstory that makes me like him. But let me just tell you that the man is 6'4", right? Brian Flores loves tall corners. Brian Flores likes physical corners that jams up the wide receiver at that line of scrimmage. He likes that, man. He got a little bit of a dog in him. That's another thing I like about Khyree Jackson, the cornerback. You know what I mean? Outside cornerback. The one thing about him, right? My opinion, he has a heart of a lion. And I'm gonna give you some of the backstory. The man, he's a little bit of an older prospect, but I don't really care about none of that, man. I don't really care about none of that. He almost gave up because there was some personal things going on in his life. And, you know, sometimes life hits you. You just got to keep fighting and striving and reaching your goal. This man almost gave up on his football career and was working at a grocery store. And there's nothing wrong with that. He was at the deli cutting ham. Where was he working? He worked at Harris Teeter Supermarket. You know what I mean? Cutting ham. They were so detailed with it in the description when I was reading. And he even said, I watched the interview, it was cutting ham, man. And there's nothing wrong with that because I used to work at Kmart. There's nothing wrong with that. And I did my dang own thing. I was the lead associate in electronics, and I was selling them TVs like it wasn't nothing. You know? I was selling them TVs like it was nothing. And I was doing layaway. Kmart was popping. It was way better than Walmart. I'm going to stick to it until Walmart goes out of business. But and I'm not saying Walmart should go out of business. I'm just saying Kmart was my store. And you know what I mean? And I was making, $7.25 an hour. I got a raise. Guess what the raise was? 50 cents. 7.70. Yeah, 50 cents, bruh. 50 cents, bruh. So I was making $7.75 an hour, being a lead of a whole department and running layaway. But that's besides the point. Why am I even talking about that? I'm just saying, this man he said to his mom, man, he was what was he? The associate of the month, the employee of the month. And he said to his mom, he was like, Mom, this is what I might be doing. But you know, God has other plans. And former 5-star prospects, right? And they were his best friends. And what happened was they called him and pretty much motivated him. And he went to junior college and was playing wide receiver, bruh. He was playing wide receiver. And he changed his position because he knew that the quarterback that was throwing him the ball, because when you're a wide receiver and you have to depend on the quarterback to throw you the ball, and he ain't no good. He didn't say he wasn't good, but he said there was some issues with the quarterback. You know what that means? He was trying to be nice. He said, let me just be corner and let me show him what I got, because if I'm wide receiver, I'm not going to get the shine. He told his coach, and the coach wanted him to be wide receiver still, but he shined and he grinded it out, and now he went to Oregon. He had, 3 interceptions. Only had 1 touchdown on him, only allowed 19 catches on him all year. And he had 10 total passes defended. And the one thing about him is he's not scared to tackle. He's not scared to tackle the running back. He is not scared. He will make the tackle. He will wrap you up, and he'll handle the job the right way. He'll finish you off. He ain't going to just let you just drag him around. He gonna overpower you. He gonna put you on the ground. Put you on the ground. Put you on the ground. My boy Khyree Jackson, man. But that's one of my favorite stories. And when I was listening to him talk, I'm just like, man, that should motivate a lot of young people, man, to never give up on your goal. And sometimes you have to take a couple of steps back in life to move forward. You know what I mean? Some people be like, oh, I give up, I quit. No, never quit. Never quit, man. Never quit in anything you're trying to accomplish. That could be anything in life. But let me get to, and Brian Flores. Brian Flores is, like I said, he gonna love Dallas Turner, but he gonna love this dude a lot as well, man. This guy he really can play, man. And I'm so happy that he is a Minnesota Viking because I drafted him a lot on the mock drafts. So shout out to Khyree Jackson. You know what I mean? But let's get to Walter Rouse. I think that's how you say his name. You know, offensive tackle. You know what I mean? He played left tackle in particular, 6'6", 313 pounds. No sacks allowed from Oklahoma. He has 6 pressures. But this is more of a depth move. Like, just in case, you know, Duracell gets hurt, you know what I mean? Maybe he could put him in, you know what I mean? But you need to have that because our tackles, Brian O'Neill and Duracell, have been getting hurt lately. And if he's developed the right way, maybe he can be a swing tackle where he can go right tackle or left tackle. So, and he was a 5-year starter for Oklahoma, so he has potential. And I understand he's a 6th-round pick, but you need these diamonds in a rough. You can't always just draft 1st and 2nd and 3rd rounders. Like, these late rounders is where you really can win the Super Bowls. You get them right on top of the top picks, the top rounds, you got something special. So I think this was a good pickup. Now let's get to Alabama kicker. You know what I mean? Will Richard, right? I think this, man. I'm gonna say this, man. People probably laughing at this pick in the 6th round. Y'all probably like, yo, why would they draft a kicker in the 6th round? In my honest opinion, right? As a diehard Minnesota Viking fan, I witnessed a lot of kickers failing when the moment was the brightest. And the one that stands out the most for me, and this was years ago, but the one that stood out the most to me was the Seahawks game. I believe it was a wild card game, and we got all the way down the field. And all we needed was that field goal to win the dang old game. And he kicked it far left. He kicked it far left, or was it far right? It doesn't matter. He wasn't clutch. We need someone that could win the dang old game at the end and not get so nervous and choke. Man, like all that work you put in, the running backs, the wide receivers, the offensive line, defensive line, everything, and then your special teams lets you down by missing a field goal or an extra point. I can't have it. So if this man is good enough, man, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. And I'm been told, I've been reading a lot about him. They saying that he's pretty good from 50 yards out. When it comes to 40 and in, he's like, he never misses. So we shall see. I'm happy about this pick because this is one of the things that we don't think about as Viking fans as much. We think about everything else but the kicker. So I'm glad we got this dude. Congratulations. Welcome to the Minnesota Vikings, by the way, for everybody that we drafted. Now let's get to Michael Juergens, right? Michael Juergens from Wake Forest, center. He played center for 2 years. He was a 2-year starter for center. And then in 2023, he went to left guard. That is versatility. We need that. We need that because when Bradbury starts stinking up the joint, we can put him in possibly. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He's 6 foot. What is he? 6'4", 311 pounds. You know what I mean? And I'm going to say this right now. He only allowed 1 sack. But I'm reading some of the things when he was playing guard. Man, he's a very good run blocker and he's a solid pass blocker. So versatility, baby. That's what we need. That's what we need on this offensive line and defensive line. Maybe, and like going back to the defensive line real quick, Dallas Turner might be in the inside a little bit. I'm just saying. Not a lot. He might Brian Flores is the best defensive coordinator in the whole NFL, and I don't care what nobody says. It's just my opinion, bruh. It's just my opinion. Don't hate on me. I'm just talking my talk and walking my walk. That's how I feel. I'm riding with the Vikes. I'm riding with the coaches that we got. But yeah, let's get to the last pick in the 2024 NFL draft, and that's Levi Drake Rodriguez, 6'2", 300 pounds, Texas A&M Commerce. I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. Like, I like this pick also, right? I like every pick because we picked them, you know what I'm saying? And we about to have some undrafted free agents. But this man has a high motor, 7.5 tackles for loss. He led his team with sacks with 5.5. He recovered 2 fumbles and he forced 1 fumble. And he also was named to first team All Southland Conference defense. So this man, I like this move. I just know Brian Flores makes players that you wouldn't think that would ball out. And I know people might be hating on these late round picks, man. I'm trying to tell you, don't hate on the late round picks. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it. And I'm going to keep saying this dude's name, Ivan Pace Jr. Don't be surprised as one of these undrafted free agents that we about to get is going to be a starter this upcoming season, bro. I'm just saying. That's how confident I am in what's going on with the Vikings, the coaching staff. And now I got to give a big shout out to Quasi. Quasi has done a very good job. And to keep it real, man, like getting the quarterback, getting the everything we pretty much needed. And he's not done. You know what I mean? Every position that we needed, we got. You know what I mean? So I'm happy about this draft, and sky's the limit for this team. I'm hoping, I'm going to keep saying that J.J. McCarthy does his thing in the preseason, training camp, every camp, whatever camp, and outshines that dude. You know what I mean? I just want J.J. McCarthy to beat Sam Darnold out, and I just want him to start, man. I'm ready to see our quarterback, bro. Like, I know people want to sit him for a whole year, and the Vikings already said they're not going to rush him on the field, and that's a good thing. But I think J.J. McCarthy has that it factor. I think he has it, and I want to see him sooner than later. That's just all I got. That's all I got to say about that, and that's all I got to say about this, about the 2024 NFL draft so far. And I just need the Viking fans to just be optimistic and believe in this team. Our division is stacked for the most part. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all. The Lions are good. The Packers are good. Who else? Packers, Lions, and Bears. You know what I mean? Oh my. You know what I mean? But the one thing that they didn't realize is the Vikings are good too. So we're going to see what happens. Get y'all popcorn ready. This is going to be a good season. I will be doing play-by-play for most of the games this season. And I hope you join me. Hit the subscribe button, that like button if you haven't already. Oh. This is the end of the video. I truly appreciate you vibing with the bull. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. I'm out.
Mike Sports Vibes, thank you for vibing with me. Yeah. Mike Sports Vibes, thank you for vibing with me. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. Let's go. I really do this. I'm a hybrid fan. I'm a stand-up man. Yeah. They be hating on the squads, but they really a fan. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. Let's go.